everyone, and welcome back to Lowkey Not a Podcast. I'm Amanda, and today I am coming at you with a solo podcast all by myself in my new house. So if you're watching the video, we're in my kitchen right now that is currently almost done. Almost done. We got the cabinets measured today, so it's almost done. If you're listening, you can just imagine what it looks like. Construction zone. But so this year was a very strange, weird for me, 2024. And going into 2025, the whole point of this podcast was to hold myself accountable, better myself, and just grow myself. And I wanted to do it with other people because I feel like everybody wants to grow themselves. If you don't, you want to be seeing this video if you weren't wanting to grow yourself. So I don't know what to tell you. But, and I wanted this to be a space for people to ask questions and talk and learn things. And I wanted it to be a place for me to learn new things about myself. And I've definitely done that this year. And so I wanted to do a solo podcast now that we're in January, just about kind of what my expectation is for the year and just holding myself to the best standard that I can be and my goals and where I see myself at. And so to start off, I picked out a scripture for my year, and I'm obsessed with planners. I don't know about anybody else, but I am obsessed with planners. And so Matt gets mad at me because basically you can just make a free planner on Canva now, but no, I'm excessive. I like to go to the store and pick them out. And I usually have 3, but since becoming a mom, I've come down to only having one planner. So I should get an award for that, I think, because that took a lot for me to only have one planner. But in my planner, though, there's a note, in the beginning of it section that you can kind of put your goals and for each month and kind of what you want to get done and important events and stuff like that. And so I made it a thing that I was you know what, for each month, I'm going to pick a Bible verse that I want to go with me for each month or whatever. But then I also too wanted to pick a yearly Bible verse for my year. So I'm going to share them with you. So this year for 2025, my Bible verse for the year is Isaiah 41:10. And it is, "So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous hand." And you might be like, why is that your verse? It's do not fear. But I feel I'm a very I don't know, I play it safe. And I always get mad at myself for playing it safe. I'm a big risk taker when it comes to businesses, but when it comes to meeting new people and pushing myself to do things, this sounds so stupid, but I'm that person that I don't like going to the gym by myself. Literally, I have the option to go to a private gym and I still won't go by myself. There's no one there to judge me. And for some odd reason, I still don't want to go by myself because I'm a weirdo. But, so I just really wanted to live this year not in fear and just know that I have God. We took a really big risk last year. We sold our house and we bought this house, this beautiful home that was not so updated when we bought it, and it needed a lot of work to make it our home at least. And so we bought it in July of 2024, and we were okay, we're gonna move in with our parents, do a couple floors and paint, move in. Well, then we got the idea from my brother and sister-in-law that they were you should tear this wall down. And my brother-in-law, who's a contractor, was you can definitely tear that wall down. There was a chimney there, I'll just say that. And so while most people wouldn't take that risk, me and my husband took the risk for an open concept house. And honestly, though, it is so beautiful now. I'm so glad that we did it. But it's been a headache. And it is now January 2025. And we were just the end of January almost. And we were just now getting ready to move in. And so hopefully this Saturday we will be moving in. And it's not going to be completely done. So it was a lot and it took a lot of faith. But with doing this decision, we really trusted God and we felt God wanted us here. And so I really just want to live my year out doing that. And I want to be fearless, and I just want to know that I find my strength in God and in nothing else, because I'm definitely the type of person that I grew up in church and I know how to act like the perfect Christian. I know what to say. I know how to do it. I know how to walk the walk, as some might say. And so I don't want to do that, though. I want to genuinely find my strength, my peace, my comfort, in who I am in God. So that is my yearly verse. And then my monthly verse, I got to scroll up here. So my verse for the month of January, if anybody wanted to know, is also in Isaiah, and it's Isaiah 43:19, and it says, "See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? I am making a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland. And this kind of talks about like new beginnings and fresh opportunities and just having faithfulness in God once again. And for January, I figured it's a new year, new month. Let's be fresh and start over like everybody loves to do. But it's like funny because I feel like I always make fun of the people that are like, new year, new year, new me, or new year, new you. And I'm like, ew, why are we doing that? Like, I don't know. But anyway, it makes me cringe a little bit. But for this year, I really just want to focus on, like, one thing I really want to focus on is trusting God, like I said, with those Bible verses and leaning on him. But also, too, like, myself, I definitely want to, like, be a good mom to my daughter and, like, a good wife and be a good friend and a good neighbor. And I feel like I'm none of those things all the time right now. I don't even feel like I'm like that right now, in all honesty. I feel that I really just, I don't know, I get caught up in chaos. And I just don't want to get so caught up in chaos. I want to be able to be like that steadfast person that people can rely on. And so this year, I definitely am going to really take a big, deep dive into like my fitness and eating healthy and eating better. I have a gluten allergy and I definitely give myself the pity card. And I like to buy gluten-free Pop-Tarts to treat myself. You can choose your guilty pleasure, but that's mine. You can't knock a good gluten-free Pop-Tart. It's like the Cat's brand from Walmart. That one always gets me really bad. I just love gluten-free Pop-Tarts. And but I want to make sure that I'm like putting my health first because I want to be able to be fun and run around and keep up with our crazy 2-year-old. And I want to make sure that I can be the best example for her because not that my parents weren't like good examples in that sense, but I feel like we always ran. And God was like, not push on me, but like, it was just so like, always put God first and have your faith in God that I feel like I developed really unhealthy habits and like eating out and a sweet tooth and coffee. And I don't want that happening tonight, obviously. So yeah, those are kind of like how I want to go. And so I also too wanted to talk about like the podcast and where I see it going. And so I really want to focus this year on creating a community for women. It's been like, I don't know, I feel like my heart, like, I feel like God, I'm like stumbling on my words because I don't know how to word this in not a mean way. But I always feel like God always puts it really heavy on my heart, like women, because I am just like, why do we have this like perception that girls have to be a certain way? And like, whether it's in church or it's on social media, it's just, I feel like the women are just always constantly attacked and it like drives me insane because I'm like, why do we need to be like that? And so my heart is so heavy for just like, I don't know, being yourself. I feel like we're not with social media and like, even like the church, I feel like you're always being formed to something or like you're always expected to be a certain way. And I like hate that because I feel like we're all so unique. Even in fitness, you go on fitness and you scroll and there's always some girl trying to sell you some routine that maybe worked for her. We don't even know if it actually worked for her because you don't see what people are doing behind closed doors. And then they try to sell it to you and then you're like, oh wait, that doesn't work. And that's because you can't fit a mold. And that's just something that like drives me insane. Especially on social media. I get so mad about it. I'm very passionate. But I wanted to create a community where we could just be honest and be like, hey, this worked for me. It might not work for you, but like maybe you could try something or like take a step in that direction and figure out what works best for you. And that was just something that I feel like there's not really a place like that for people. And I just want it to be that people can comment and we can do like we can create like a Bible study community. I'm hoping to do lives here in the new year where we can do Bible studies together and really deep dive into the word. And you can ask questions because I'll be the first person to ask the dumb questions that you feel like you should know because I like will be the first one to admit I don't know everything. Not even close. And I usually forget the things that I was like told like 5 seconds ago. My husband always laughs because I'm like the typical man in our relationship. He'll like have a conversation with me and like I'll get mad at him because he'll be like doing 10,000 things. And I'll be like, are you listening to me? And he'll repeat back the same exact words that I just used. And then I'll be like barely multitasking and he'll be like, what did I say? And I'm like, I don't know. I wasn't listening. So maybe that's something I should work on. Maybe I should be more intentional in my listening. That's probably, for the talker that I am, that's probably a good goal to set for myself is to be an intentional listener. But anyway, back on topic. I really just want to create a community for people that we can just be open and just share how we feel. And we can encourage one another. And I know with girls, that's not 100% possible. And I don't know. I want to talk about the real things because like competitiveness between women is like a thing. And I hate that we don't talk about it. That's like one thing that I've always, I don't know, like girls supporting girls. I always say that I never really understood that because I feel like as a girl, you get jealous so easily or you compare yourself. It's so simple to do that. And whether you're like bashing them just in your own head for a hot second, I feel like we still like, we're not always necessarily rooting for each other. And so I think that the girls supporting girls things, I always like had a big question around that because I'm like, do we actually support each other? Because I don't feel like we do. And how can we be better at it? Because I feel like, I don't know, I feel like there's ways to do it, but we just don't, we're not open about it. We just fake it till we make it. But you'll learn quickly, I am not, from all these podcasts, I'm not a fake it till you make it kind of person. I'm really bad at it. I need to be better at it. But yeah, so that is something that I want to do this year and really focus on. And hopefully I can work on like my mic holding skills because my hand, man, it gets so numb so fast. And I always am switching here. But I just want this to be a space where women can open up and be honest and true to themselves. And we can just accept one another and love one another and encourage one another because it's not easy. Motherhood's not easy. There's not some booklet that tells you how you're supposed to do things, and that's the only booklet that only works for every single kid. Every kid's different. Every mom's different. Every lifestyle's different. Every house is different. And so I want us to be able to give everyone to give input and feedback and be able to talk about it and help one another. But thanks for listening to me ramble on. I hope that you have a good January, and I hope that you enjoy listening to my podcast. And if you find any of this interesting, feel free to subscribe. If you have a topic you want to hear about, or you know somebody who you think should be featured on here, I would love to hear about it. We have a great lineup for January so far, and I'm so excited to have the women on here. And yeah, I'm hoping to be shortening our episodes to 30 minutes. I keep saying that, and then every episode ends up being 60 minutes because we're women. But I'm hoping that we can lower them to 30 minutes, and I'm hoping to have more guests on. And yeah, so thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe and follow Lowkey Not a Pod on socials. Thanks.